Hello everyone, it's Elizabeth Huston from Alpus Astrology at alpusastrology.com. Thank you for joining me today. So today I am going to go through what I think the astrological outlook is for April 2018. And I'm making this video towards the end of the first week in April, not at the beginning. So when I was putting these aspects together, I came up with really two very distinct images that for me represented this month. And I'm going to start off in a second describing the first image, and then I'll end the video with my final image. So the first image is actually the image that you see or saw when you access this video. And it's an antique looking glass or mirror. And the looking glass or mirror has a handle that is a symbol of Aries, the ram. And I thought that was very apropos for April, which is dominated by Aries, certainly by sun sign. But really what I thought this represented to me is that April represents a time, especially with Jupiter retrograde and the Mercury retrograde, truly reflecting and looking at that symbolic mirror of ourselves and asking, am I living my truth? Am I speaking my truth? And from that standpoint, I think it's important this month to do that. We also have the North Nodes in Leo, which I've spoken about many times, also asking us to express our authentic self, to pursue our authentic path, but also to speak our authentic, truthful selves as well. So that's something to bear in mind as I go through the aspects, which I'll start going through next. And but keep that image in mind as you go through the month. The other thing, of course, that a mirror from another standpoint is that people are mirrors for us. And whether you believe that or not, it's an interesting take on the mirror and people in our lives. Now, sometimes we don't like to think of that bad people or people doing not so nice things to us are really representing something inside ourselves that perhaps we've not acknowledged or brought out into the open and dealt with. And of course, Jupiter in Scorpio is all about doing that. So we have Mars conjunct Saturn, both of them in Capricorn at the beginning of April. And to me, that's like putting energy to work. Energy is Mars and Saturn is structures. And it can also represent goals and projects, so it could be putting just energy into that. And then just the basic of putting time and energy into work. So that's the combination of Saturn and Capricorn, and then Mars and Capricorn as well. So working hard this month for sure. And I worked hard last month, but I also see this month as a hard-working month too. So I can certainly see that for sure. We have Jupiter retrograde sextile Pluto. So when we look at this aspect, we're looking at opportunities to transform through facing the truth. Going back to that whole image of the looking glass. Dreams could come true under this aspect. Now Neptune is around as well, so Neptune will be influencing this too. But, you know, Pluto can represent powerful, powerful people in our lives. Just power, our power generally speaking. And then Jupiter is good luck. But going retrograde, to me this says us going back and maybe looking at our dreams. And it doesn't have to be dreams that are that far away, although they could be. But this is a powerful opportunity for you to transform. That's what Pluto is all about. And to bring something into reality. It could also be deep spiritual experiences. But with Mars in Capricorn at this time too, and it will eventually conjunct Pluto, I really think this is about the courage to live your truth. We have Venus in its home sign of Taurus. What a lovely place to have it. I see this as a time when, with Venus and Taurus, it's all very earthy, sensual relationship time. We like to feel beautiful things on us. We want to look beautiful. We may seek out ways to beautify ourselves, to beautify our homes. Anything surrounding us, we want to be beautiful. Putting beautiful things on ourselves, eating beautiful, good food, drinking good wine, and creating beautiful things. We want to look good and feel good. And although Venus does go into Gemini later on in April, This kind of dominates April, this Venus in Taurus. Now it trines Mars, which is in Capricorn on the 11th or 12th of April. And this is wonderful. This is like having an opportunity to experience a very sensual, wonderful relationship. And it could be that, you know, you meet somebody at this time that just really just makes you feel good, but could also make you feel safe, because Capricorn, of course, is like the father and is stability. So those types of relationships, and of course Taurus also is a very stable sign, is a fixed sign in particular. And so this could be the beginning of some very serious, sensual, and just this makes me feel good type relationship. So that's around the 11th or 12th of April. So you're going to be doing things for yourself that make you feel good. And if you're in doubt about that, remind yourself this month that that's what you're supposed to be doing. Doing things for you that make you feel good. This aspect is followed by Venus sextiling Neptune. And Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. So this could be true love, soulmates, certainly psychic messages with regards to Neptune being there. It's spiritual love, very high levels of love, attracting that type of thing in. And it's a sextile, so these will be opportunities. And sextiles basically say, would you like this or not? It's not, you know, coming up with an event that forces you. But certainly these will be opportunities where you will have these types of things coming your way. It could even just be spiritual messages if you are in that frame of mind. And that's around the 13th of April. Mercury finally goes direct on the 15th of April at 4 degrees of Aries. And it's interesting because Chiron will go into Aries at this time, the 17th of April that Chiron goes in there. But it'll certainly, this Mercury going direct to the 15th will, I think, is paired up with this Chiron itself going into, let's move ahead, pioneer new ways of actually looking at medicine and how we heal ourselves. I think this, I mean, we've been coming, I work in the field of medicine as well, in addition to doing astrology, but I think this is going to herald a new, innovating time of healing. And it will be more focused on personalized, that's Aries, medicine to heal ourselves, and that's Chiron. So watch out for new things, and in addition to that, you know, why not ask for personalized medicine? Why should you just be taking this carte blanche? Well, this is what we do to treat angina. This is what we do to treat epilepsy. This is what we do to treat headaches. There's going to be new ways, and people are going to be speaking up, and we're probably going to see a lot more research that are individuals speaking up that we haven't heard from yet. We have a new moon on the 15th of April, and this is conjunct that outgoing Uranus. Now we know Uranus is going to be going into Earth sign Taurus mid-May of this year. So this new moon in Aries is going to be conjuncting Uranus. So I would say that there's going to be new opportunities at the very least to break free of things. So I would say from last year, from those eclipses in August, we're building up to this time, even though this is not an eclipse, this is a new moon, taking all those energies that have been pushing us along over the past 6 to 7 months. This new moon is saying, break free. I'm going to break you free. And you're going to get on that path that you need to be on. It's certainly an all about me energy. This is not all about we. This is all about me. So a lot of people are going to feel this. In fact, they're probably feeling it right now, early April. I just want to get out of here. I want to do what I want to do. And that's going to be very strong. Of course, I always caution people when you do that, there's nothing wrong with doing what you want to do, but make sure that you're doing it in a way that's respectful of other people around you. But certainly you're going to be feeling this. The 18th of April, we have Venus again, which is going to be trining Pluto. Now the trines are a little more powerful, and so it may set up an actual event where this is going to be bringing deep transformational love. Now, it's going to be in all levels. It could be romantic love for sure, and this will be deep if it's romantic love. This could be your soulmate coming in, your twin flame type thing. It can also be a time of transformational energy that manifests more money for you. So part of this new moon of maybe blazing a new track or path for yourself, where you break free of something, you then decide, hey, I want to make money in a new way, and you manifest that for yourself on the 18th of April, or at least start the beginnings of it. But love or money and or both actually could be in it this time. It certainly will be giving you a lot of energy. Pluto is energy and transformation, and it's going to be giving you a lot of energy. With trines, those are lucky and favorable to make all that happen. We have Venus then, just after that, going on, or just around that same time actually, will be opposed that Jupiter retrograde. So Jupiter is good luck, and even though it's retrograde, it will be adding some good luck to that energy. So look to the 18th of April for, you know, having some beautiful transformational love type events presented to you, as well as new ways of making money that maybe you didn't even think of. Jupiter expands stuff, and even though it's retrograde, doesn't mean it's not going to be shining a light on things and exposing things. I'm kind of getting this intuition of literally you stumbling across this pot of gold, or this gold appearing in front of you. So it'd be interesting to see actually what happens with gold this month. Might be a good time to invest, I don't know. So then we have Mars, that is in Capricorn, will be sextiling Neptune. And then it will go on, Mars that is, to conjunct a Pluto retrograde. So Pluto retrograde, basically, the best way to describe that in a picture is a nuclear explosion. You know, so we're taking high octane energy with deep, deep power. That's the Pluto. And being retrograde, this could be a time of, you know, powerful people basically lashing back. So these could be big things, small things in our personal lives that may just be a person of power, you know, reaches out to you and swaps you. But the other way of using this is to use that focused energy, right? The Mars with the Pluto is focused energy to transform your life. So it's a conjunction. So boom, you may have a series of things happening from the 15th of April. When Mercury goes direct, then we have that new moon in Aries. Then we have this nuclear explosion of Mars conjuncting Pluto, where boom, you're on a whole new path, and it's good for you. So transformation of your life is very possible around this time. Certainly we're going to have Uranus, which is at the literal final degrees of Aries, that wants to shake things up and wake us up. So if you haven't woken up or been shaken up, you may actually have a bit of that before this Uranus goes into Taurus mid-May. Uranus is all about enlightening us too, so don't forget that. And that's the goal, is we're stuck somewhere and Uranus comes along and says, let me help you. It doesn't ask for your permission though, it just does it. And it usually does it in an unexpected way. So we have a full moon towards the end of the month, and that's in Scorpio at 9 degrees. Now it doesn't conjunct Jupiter, which is retrograde, but it's still in the same sign. But at this full moon in Scorpio, it will be sextiling Saturn. So there may be opportunities to take structures that have, you know, you've decided are no longer good for you, and transform those and take the opportunity to maybe make them into something that's better. I mean, this could also be, you know, literal structures like a piece of art or a structure that is a house or a piece of sculpture, that sort of thing. It can go into those areas as well. But this will also be squaring the north and south nodes of the moon, which are in Leo. So certainly you're going to be butting up against Probably fears. I think that this is what this is going to be, and maybe even a little bit of depression of, gosh, why am I just when I want to move forward, I can't seem to move forward. Something's blocking my way. So that's what squares are. Squares can be perceived as blocks, but I always say, look at the square as an opportunity to think outside the box. So this is what this is going to force you. New ways of doing things to get you on that path of destiny that you're meant to be on. You could also have, with Saturn representing older people, you could, and hopefully wiser people, you could be given the opportunity where someone wiser, like an advisor, steps in to actually help you. This could be a therapist. It could just be an advisor, a financial advisor, for instance, because Scorpio also rules parts of our money. So we also have Mercury is squaring these things too. So certainly our thoughts and our speech are going to be probably on the conservative side and may also be even a little bit negative. So I caution you against that. You got the heads up that you may be thinking or wanting to speak that way. But I would say, you know, you need to be thinking a little bit more about why these things are happening to you, and try to be brave and try to be truthful with yourself. We still have the energy of that Mars conjunct Pluto at this full moon, as well as Jupiter retrograde sextiling with a now Pluto retrograde. So Pluto goes retrograde a little bit later in the month of April. And so at this full moon, we still have Jupiter sextiling Pluto, but it's retrograde. Both these planets are retrograde. So to me, this really says this is a time of true reflection on how you use your power, how you want to transform. It's almost like you're going to get a little bit of a break, right? The sextile is going to give you an opportunity to have a break from the intensity. But it is about you going to transform. So it might be a final opportunity to dig up the dirt, look at it, get real about it, right? That's Saturn in Capricorn, and get rid of it, all right? Maybe ask others for help with regards to this, if that is something that works for you, and you trust people around you, like certainly therapists or even really good friends. Secrets could be revealed. Okay, so a full moon, just generally speaking, you can have things revealed. But because it's Scorpio, and Scorpio is all about keeping secrets, I would say the chances are pretty high at this full moon that secrets may be revealed. Either your secrets or secrets that have been held from you. And I always look at that tarot card, the High Priestess. For those of you that look at tarot cards, I see that full moon in Scorpio is very much that tarot card. And so if that helps you to meditate on that card, it may give you even more insight. Skeletons can rattle around outside the closet, not inside the closet anymore. And then one of the negative things that could happen too is that others could pull some power plays on you. And so I would keep a low profile around this full moon if I were you. This is an opportunity, the full moon, again, to look at stuff inside you that just isn't good, that you don't like. It could also be any addictions that you have, any addictions to people for that matter, addictions to alcohol or drugs. Just a good time again to look at that looking glass and ask yourself, is this a true reflection of who I am? Now, I said I wanted to end the video, which I am ending right now, with another image. And this image carries through everything I've just said to you. And the image is something that represents a story in a film that I think pretty well all of us can relate to, and that's The Wizard of Oz. So this month, picture yourself as Dorothy, whether you're male or female, walking on that yellow brick road. The yellow brick road is represented by the north nodes in Leo, and Leo has gold, or the sun, representing it in terms of an element as well as a planet. So it's getting on that yellow brick road, your yellow brick road, your authentic yellow brick road, and knowing that you've got that emerald palace at the end that you're aiming to. Of course, Dorothy then found something much simpler, that really there's only one place like home that's most important to you. But the key is that you're aiming for something that you authentically and genuinely think you're supposed to be going towards. And all of us will have that as an individual thing. But along that road, as you may remember, Dorothy met a lot of friends that also had their own issues. So one could look at those folks that came into her life as reflections of parts of herself, inside herself, that will be reflected back at her. But they could also just simply represent people in your lives that are also seeking out what they authentically and truthfully want to be this month. So help those people like Dorothy did, and continue along that yellow brick road, and know that there will be people that don't want you, right? Remember in that film how there were a lot of negative people in her life too that wanted to stop her and destroy her. But that you must keep having that courage. Now that's also Leo the Lion, as well as some of these aspects with Mars and Pluto. It's courage. Courage to believe in yourself and to continue on and know that there is something at the end of it for you that's going to be positive. I think that will manifest more once Uranus goes into Taurus mid-May, and many years after that, by the way. But let's just start off with that and keep that image in mind as you go throughout April. There is something that you are to look forward to at the end of this month, and so bear that in mind. Well, thank you for joining me once again. I appreciate you stopping by and listening in. Please leave comments. If you would like me to do your personal chart, I would love to do that. Go to elpisastrology.com, go to my services tab, and there you can pay with whatever currency you wish to pay with, and then just send me an email and we can set up whatever way you want me to do your horoscope and your chart. All right. Take care, everybody. We're heading towards the end of spring, and we've got great things happening in May for sure, especially with Uranus going into the earth sign of Taurus, where we will be able to take a lot of enlightenment and ideas and make something of them. Bye for now.